Hello, my name is Claire Langton Yanowitz, and I'm an attorney at the Yanowitz Law Firm. And one of the most frequent questions I get from clients is, what is the difference between a will and a trust? And in this video, I'm going to tell you about what the difference is. So if someone has a will, at their death, a court hearing has to occur in order to pass property under that will. And that court hearing is called probate. So when a will has to be probated, what we do is we submit it to the court, and the court will set a hearing date, and we have to give notice to certain people about the hearing. We have to publish notice in the newspaper about the hearing, and then once the hearing occurs, the court normally will appoint a personal representative to have the power to start collecting the deceased person's assets. So a couple of reasons why people don't like going through probate is because there can be a lag after someone dies before a personal representative can be appointed. So let's say if someone dies in August, oftentimes it takes a few months to maybe 3 months for a court to appoint someone to act. So the personal representative won't be appointed maybe until the fall, maybe early winter. It's just a matter of how backed up the court is in having these types of hearings. So that's one thing. There's a lag after death. Another thing is there can be some extra fees after someone dies because they have to, pay a newspaper publication fee. They have to pay a court fee. There's some extra steps, so it can be more work with legal fees at death. So those are all different reasons. Another important thing a will does is it can nominate a guardian for minor children. So in the event you pass away and you have minor kids, you can designate who you would like to be in charge of your kids for you. So what is a trust, and how is that different than a will? Well, both a will and a trust indicate how someone wants to pass property when they die. So who's going to get all my stuff when I die? But with a trust, you can avoid the court hearing probate if all your property is titled correctly. So when someone dies, a successor trustee can immediately take over. There's no lag. They can take over right away. And they can start collecting the deceased person's assets, paying their final bills, filing their final income taxes, and just kind of take over things. Whereas with a will, you have to wait till the court appoints someone to be in charge. Another major difference with a trust is it's effective both at death and in the event someone becomes incapacitated. It's similar to a power of attorney in that a successor trustee can take over and manage financial affairs. So let's say I have a trust and then I become incapacitated. My successor trustee can step forward into my shoes and manage my financial affairs for the accounts in my trust. So there can be a lot of benefits to a trust. You can avoid probate at death. You can also avoid, you can sometimes reduce how much it's going to cost at death to, transfer your property because you don't have to pay any of the fees associated with probate. Oftentimes, a trust package will cost a bit more for a lawyer to draft it because there are more documents involved, whereas a will plan is usually a bit cheaper than a trust plan. So that's another way that these two different legal documents are different.